Hello everybody, what's going on? I'm Stingraver, and I am going to be talking about Final Fantasy, mostly about my Final Fantasy title that I want to make. No, I can't make it obviously because I do not own the rights to these characters, but I can at least kind of talk about the idea. So maybe Square Enix can be like, hey, this is a good idea, why don't we do this? But also want to talk about Final Fantasy 15, which was 13 verse. I've been waiting for that for, was it like 10 years? Heard about it back whenever 360 and PS3 came out. And that was one of the reasons why I bought a 360 was because of that reason. And now it's finally coming out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, or at least the demo is, not the actual game. Now, when that game, if it comes out, hoping, praying that it is gonna come out. And the first time they showed a trailer for it back whenever I thought it was canceled, then they kind of came back and they showed a trailer of it. I was not excited. I was not excited about it. It's just like I saw it and I was like, this, no, because it's been so much time in between my excitement and I almost forgot about the game. I thought it was gone because they never talked about it. That kind of sucks. And the main character, I'm not sure what his name is. He looks slightly different now than he did whenever it first started. I thought he was able to like summon swords or something like that, but they had like the preview of the game or whatever. I guess it was kind of the story. It wasn't really the gameplay, and then they finally showed the gameplay. A long time ago. Now they're showing it again, and it looks freaking awesome. It looks like a free roam. Go out there, fight these huge monsters. I don't even know if you can even fight some of the big monsters that they showed in the background in the demo. But it looks pretty cool. I don't know if you can even switch between the characters, which would be awesome. So Final Fantasy Different Dimensions is my game. And my idea is also you can get characters from like any game, any Final Fantasy game that you would want, but of course you're going to start off with four core characters that you can pick from, and the one you can pick. And also there is one thing, the stats are slightly different. Let's say you pick Cloud, Strife, or Sephiroth. They're good with like swords and stuff like that, but you can also switch and make it where they can use guns and stuff like that, but it takes quite a bit of time to get them good with those weapons because that's not particularly what they were good at. I know Cloud Strife did use guns in Crisis Core or whatever, and maybe you can add Zack Fair in the game. It doesn't matter if any of these characters died. Different Dimensions does not care because they're all in the game. You can get Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, and some of these would be like downloadable characters, new costumes, new weapons, character upgrades. You can upgrade their skill. Like say they're not really that strong, you can actually focus on their strength and make them a physical fighter. But if they're not good with big heavy swords or something like that and they're just hand-to-hand combat, it's going to take you some time before they're going to be any good with those weapons, and it won't be like one of those things where it's unfair. Like you go out there and you fight an enemy, and yeah, you're using that big sword, and you're like this small girl character, and you're not very strong. Yeah, the strikes are gonna be slow. You're gonna have a hard time lifting it, but it won't be like you won't go into a stage where it's so freaking hard that there's no way you can beat it. See, if you were able to take down some of the enemies, you don't have to go back and start all over again. It still would save what you did, and then you could come back later on as you upgraded that stat and use it against them again. But there's also strategy in the game. You gotta think about what you're gonna do, and it would be free roam. Yeah, you can start a family with a character like any girl or a guy you wanted to. Well, let's say like Tifa and Sephiroth, probably gonna be a hard thing to for that to work. And even Cloud, because I don't think Cloud's even that much interested in her. But see, and also over time, yeah, he's kind of not doesn't have much of a personality. But as you upgrade him, as he gets interaction with people, he will become more of a open person and more talkative or whatever. You know, kind of like Zack was kind of funny in the game and all that. He has a pretty good personality where Cloud does not. And then yeah, you can as you get on in the game, you go to different dimensions, different worlds. You can team up with people. You can add them to your group, so you can switch between the characters, and they can also help you. But there is one thing that you should know is that these characters can betray you. Let's say you killed someone that they cared about or something like that, and they're like, I don't want to do this mission because these are my people or whatever, and you're like, well, it doesn't matter, we gotta go. They might come with you, but if you try to kill someone or hurt them or do whatever, if they don't feel this is right, they will betray you, they will attack you. Yeah, you can get them back on your side, but it won't be easy. So there's going to be a lot of like interaction between these characters. Some will not get along, some will. It's hard to say, but like I said, it's kind of free roam. You can get, I'm not sure about vehicles or anything like that, but there was really no vehicles in like Final Fantasy games, so at least not in 7, and at least not that you, oh there was, but you got a motorcycle. There's trains, so I guess you could get vehicles. I haven't really come up with the idea whether you can do that. Also, I'm thinking either you can create your own character, or you can use an existing character that maybe I came up with, and I got two characters in particular. They're not really part of Final Fantasy, but they can be. You can pick them. Their story would be slightly different, and it would be a lot harder for them to gain the trust of the Final Fantasy characters because they don't know them. So that's one thing. You get a story mission. It is story oriented, like I said. You defeat part of the group or some of the enemies. You don't have to go back, but if you take a long time to come back to them, they can build up again. But if you destroy them from the inside, let's say you defeat their leader, they're gonna have problems building their army back up, their faction or whatever, and they can come after you if they know where you're at. Unless you travel to another world, and they probably won't be able to find you. But that's kind of a key factor in this. There's a lot of ideas for this. Like I said, I don't own the character rights, so I cannot make this game. Square Enix, I know you're not gonna make this, but if you do, let me know. Please respond. That'd be nice. Be awesome. Well, that's about it for today. I'm gonna keep on talking about these Final Fantasy, maybe Final Fantasy 15, maybe a Final Fantasy 7 remake idea, and maybe making the, if they did do the HD remake, they changed the battle system a little bit. I love the turn-based battle system, but I think it'd be awesome to have an open world. They're supposed to be making like a Dissidia arcade game. Like you could have Cloud and Lightning team up, but some people say that Lightning is a Cloud ripoff. I still like Lightning. She's not one of my, she's my favorite character from the Final Fantasy 13 series. And Hope and whatever that, I think it was Fang was her name, but other than that, I mean, yeah, you could use Lightning, which probably most people wouldn't even want to use her in different dimensions, but you can, and also Lightning and Cloud can get married. And someone told me, oh, this is a stupid idea. They can't get married and have a kid. Yeah, well, they can in this game. It's my idea, so I can do what I want. So anyways, that's it. I'm Sting River. Believe in the rave. And if you don't, it'll be your Final Fantasy.